Okay, in this video, we're going to give some examples of multiplication properties of exponents. In other words, if we're multiplying numbers that have exponents, what happens to those exponents? So, starting with the example of having some number a raised to the m power and multiply it by the same number a raised to the p power. We're going to keep the base the same, and then we add the exponents together. Okay, and we'll do some examples in just a minute. Let's suppose we have some number a raised to the m power, and that entire thing is raised to the p power. Notice the difference there. In this case, we multiply m and p together. A to the mp. All right, so let's do some examples. Okay, the first problem here, this is a power raised to a power. So what do? We multiply these two exponents together, 5 times 2, and we get y to the 10th. Next problem, same thing. We take n to the 7th, raise that to the 4th, and so this is n to the 7 times 4, which is n to the 28th. Okay, the next example, we've got two different things going on here. We've got a power raised to a power, and then we're going to multiply it by the same base. So let's do it in two parts. The first part, multiply these two together, we get x to the 10th, and we still have to multiply that by x to the 3rd, so we add those two and we get x to the 13th. Next example, now we've got a number out front here that's not part of the exponents, it's just a multiplier. So we write that separately. I'm going to cover this up here because now we're going to just deal with the ab to the 4th to the 3rd. Now we've got two variables in here, so we have to do them both separately. This is kind of like having an a to the 1. So we say this is 1 times 3, or a to the 3rd. And now we've got b to the 4th raised to the 3rd power, so we multiply those and we get b to the 12th. This next problem looks almost identical, except for now the -3 is inside the parentheses, so we have to do the same thing that we're doing to these other two. But we don't use the rules of exponents because this is not an exponent. Let me show you what I mean. We're going to take this part out. The -3 has to be raised to the 3rd. The a, or to the 1, also has to be raised to the 3rd, and then the b to the 4th has to be raised to the 3rd. Now the second two pieces of this are going to be identical to the previous problem, but now we've got the -3, which is cubed, or raised to the 3rd power. So that's -3 times -3 times -3. Negative times a negative times another negative is -27, a to the 3rd, b to the 12th. Same thing with this one. We've got a number inside the parentheses, so we also have to do 4 to the 3rd, and now we're going to do times x squared to the 3rd and times b to the 3rd. I'm just going to write the 1 there, but as we go forward, you may not always see that 1 there. 4 to the 3rd, 4 times 4 times 4, and that's 64. X squared raised to the 3rd is x to the 6th, and then we've got b to the 3rd. We'll do some more examples in another video, but I want to keep this video short, and thank you for watching.